Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Florian Wirtz. It has been said, according to ESPN, that Barcelona scouts will be present at the Leverkusen game tonight to keep an eye on Florian Wirtz and Jonathan Tah. And the reason why the Barcelona scouts are going to be looking at Florian Wirtz is because Leverkusen will be visiting Atletico Madrid. They will be in Madrid. And to the Barcelona scouts, they're like, we want a player like Florian Wirtz. Let's go look at this game to see how he does play. This is huge news because this is a player that I do think Barcelona should sign right next to Musiala. It's very important for us to get the best German talent in the world because we do have a coach who is German. His name is Hansi Flick, and he does want to work with the best German talent in the world, not just the best Spanish talent in the world. If you get a mix between the best German and Spanish talent, you are going to have one hell of a team. So adding Florian Wirtz into the mix would be amazing. If you guys do not know who the player is, what he is all about, here is going to be a brief introduction. Florian Wirtz is a 21-year-old attacking midfielder who can play in all positions within the front three. We have seen him play on the right wing position as a central attacking midfielder and also as a left winger. He went into the first team of Leverkusen back in 2020 and has a contract until June 30th, 2027. And he also recently signed his contract renewal back in 2022. If we look at his past 5 seasons with Bayer Leverkusen, this guy is a true goal scorer as an attacking midfielder, almost Kevin De Bruyne type of numbers. If we go back to 2020, he played 38 matches, scored 8 goals, provided 7 assists. In the next season, 31 matches, 10 goals and 14 assists. In the following season, 25 games, 4 goals and 8 assists. Then we go into the 2023-2024 season, 49 games, 18 goals and 19 assists. Probably his best season so far. But then we do have the season that we're in right now, which is matching his last season, where he did play in 28 matches, scored 14 goals and has 9 assists. These are really good numbers. He is 4 goals away from tying his goal scoring numbers from last season and 10 assists away from tying his assist numbers from last season. Trust me, Florian Wirtz is a player that you can bet on to lead your attack in the final third. If we also compare Musiala and Florian Wirtz, since we just talked about Musiala, you can see that Florian Wirtz is currently exceeding Musiala in everything when it comes to the attack. When it comes to key passes, attacking actions, carries, dribbles, assists, Florian Wirtz is superior. Now, if we do look at the expected goals and expected assists, they're tied. And then you have the non-penalty goals, which I really don't think matters. Musiala is slightly better than Florian Wirtz, but overall, Florian Wirtz is the better creator and somebody who can get and dissect goals for his team. And here's going to be the most interesting thing about this operation. Do you guys know that Deco, our sporting director, was once the agent of Florian Wirtz, which was back in 2022? Yes, Deco, who is currently the sporting director of FC Barcelona, was the agent of Florian Wirtz, and the only reason why they're no longer working together is because Deco himself decided to part ways to go work at the new position at Barcelona and become our sporting director. He no longer wanted to be an agent. So if Deco never considered working at Barcelona, he would have still been the agent of Florian Wirtz. But there is that connection now, and they know each other. Deco knows Wirtz from the inside and outside, and Wirtz knows Deco. He knows who to call. So Barcelona do have the leverage. You combine that with Hansi Flick, who has coached Florian Wirtz before. Barcelona do seem like the ideal destination, and that is the reason why the Barcelona scouts are going to go to that game of Leverkusen and Atletico Madrid to see if Florian Wirtz is a viable option. Now, this is not the first time we have seen Barcelona getting linked to Florian Wirtz or Wirtz being linked to FC Barcelona. Back on June 2024, there was 2 different reports. One was saying reports emerged that Deco, now acting as a sporting director at Barcelona, considered Wirtz as a dream signing for 2025 with financial recovery plans for the club in mind. However, there were also indications that Real Madrid might secure a personal term agreement with Wirtz, potentially disrupting Barcelona's plans. Then there was another report that came out 2 days later and stated further reports suggested that if Barcelona had the funds, Deco would prioritize signing Wirtz in 2025, although financial constraints were noted as a significant hurdle. So yes, it's very much true that if we want to complete a signing like Florian Wirtz, it is going to be taking a lot of money. Barcelona do see him as a Barcelona player, but can they actually afford him? Because if Barcelona decide to sign him this summer, he is going to be costing a lot of money, maybe around 110 million euros. And in terms of the wages, it's probably going to be around 10 to 12, maybe even 30 million euros a season. And that is because he does deserve it and because he shows the numbers. He's bringing in a lot of goals, a lot of assists, a lot of key passes. And so Barcelona have to come in with their all, because it is not like we are signing a attacking midfielder that just has potential and has not shown numbers. No, Florian Wirtz shows numbers. But if we do decide to sign him in the summer of 2026, that would be a completely different story because his contract ends in 2027. That will be 1 year left in his contract, which is going to be lowering his market value. So I do see Florian Wirtz being signed at Barcelona as a much more realistic option in the summer of 2026 than in the summer of 2025. Of course, Barcelona have the potential to generate a lot of income in the short term if they want to do anything. Like, for example, there is the selling of Eric Garcia. There is the 50% commission on Mingueza going to a different club. There is the 50% commission on Trincao going to a different club. Same thing with Nico Gonzalez. There is a chance that Barcelona can make 55 million euros in total off of these 3 exits, and you combine that with either Lewandowski and Frankie de Jong leaving, that would be really, really good. Most importantly though, before we even think about trying to sign somebody like Florian Wirtz, we have to make sure that we improve the contracts of Araujo, of Pedri, of Gavi, and Lamine Yamal, players who are already Barcelona players. Then we can think about, okay, how do we continue to reinforce this squad? And the best way that you can do that is with Florian Wirtz. Here is probably going to be my lineup for the summer of 2026 and what I believe the 2026-2027 team could look like. So like I said, maybe this summer we go for Jokeris because I just don't see Florian Wirtz being signed this summer, nor for sure I especially I don't see Florian Wirtz and Jokeris being signed in the same summer. I do think that if Barcelona go for one player where they do have to spend a lot of money, it is Jokeris. So Jokeris in the summer of 2025, and in the next year, summer 2026, Florian Wirtz should be signed. And by that time, hopefully we can have an 11 like this with Florian Wirtz on the left wing position, Jokeris as the striker, Lamine Yamal on the right wing position, and our midfield being Gavi, Pedri, and Casado, and our back four being Jules Koundé, Araujo, Cubarsi, Balde. So let me know in the comment sections down below. Would you guys like to see Florian Wirtz eventually join Barcelona? Do you want to see the player coming this summer or in the next summer? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.